There we go. I trust that you are doing very well today. And my name is Calvin Mwanza, and today we will continue on what we started yesterday on talking on habits. But today we'll be talking about habit stacking. But before I go any further, I just want to make sure that I bring you back to what we discussed. If you missed what we discussed yesterday around creating empowering habits, I do suggest that you just go back. If you're watching on YouTube, you just go back and you'll see the video. If you are on Instagram, you will see on Twitter, you also see the video there. If you are on LinkedIn as well, when you go on some of the things that I've posted or what I posted yesterday, you should be able to actually see what we discussed yesterday. And today, I will show you just one important aspect, because it's important for us to have empowering habits and habits that are enabling us to achieve the goals that we have actually set to achieve this year. And I will speak briefly about that. But today I will be talking about what you can do actually to add new goals, to add new habits that will enable you to achieve some of the goals or some of the New Year's resolution. But what I want to say first of all is to emphasize one important point, and it's taken from the quote from Samuel Smiles. And he said that when you sow a thought, you are going to reap an act. When you sow an act, you are going to reap a habit. When you sow a habit, you are going to reap character. When you sow character, you are going to reap your destiny. So we are basically the sum total of the thoughts that we have actually acted on. So we are a product of the thoughts that we have acted on. So in the process of acting on our thoughts repeatedly, then on that path, habits are established. So to define, if you want to define a habit, it's just basically thoughts that we have acted on repeatedly, and those thoughts have become a habit. And yesterday I spoke about the process in simple terms of habit formation. And I said that first of all, you get a cue, and after you get a cue, you get a craving. After you get a craving, it's a response. A response, you get satisfied. And I gave an example. For instance, if you are at work right now and somebody made you upset, and maybe you got an email from your boss that made you very, very, very upset. What happens in the process of that thought, you get a cue, and it's either you just feel like, you know what, I just need to go and buy some food, and probably some junk food. There's a craving, and you have the response. You have responded to the craving, and you have bought the junk food. You are satisfied after you have eaten, and you feel somehow calm and collected because you have eaten. But in the process of what you have just done, if you have set a goal that you're going to live a healthier lifestyle, you have just undermined the goal that you have set. Something happened, and because you now associate eating food or eating junk food with getting satisfied when you have been made upset. You always, every time you are upset, you always respond that way, and you're not even going to think about it, because now once it's established, it's a habit, and you're not going to think about that way. So if you want to achieve the goal of losing weight or living a healthier lifestyle, what you need to revisit is how you have been acting whenever you feel stressed, whenever you feel discouraged. And it's the same process. If you spend your money spending habits are not great, you basically need to revisit the trigger. What happens when you feel like you just need to spend without thinking, and in the process you are able to change. But I spoke about that yesterday. You can go and visit the video. But today I want to show you a very powerful, simple strategy that you can use to implement new strategies that are empowering, that will enable you to achieve your goals. Because whenever you want, you have come up with New Year's resolutions, and you want to, some of those New Year's resolutions, they end up becoming habits if you implement them very well. But in the process, what happens for you to implement a new habit, you need space. You also need time. And sometimes what happens in the process, you may not have the space for you to implement a new habit. Also, you may not have the time to implement that habit. And if you don't have the time, the space, or the location, it means that you are not going to achieve whatever goal that you have set to achieve. Because when you look at your time, you think you don't have time to actually do what you need to do. And in the process, your goals will just remain pending. And at the end of this year, what is going to happen is that you are not going to achieve anything. But there is a simple tool or simple system that you can use in order to install new habits that are going to enable you to actually produce the results that you are looking for. Remember, it's what we repeatedly do or act on that end up producing the results that we are looking for. So one simple strategy, without wasting much of your time, is what we call habit stacking. Habit stacking is when already you have certain habits in your life, things that you repeatedly do, you don't even think about them, you just automatically do them. So what happens that your body, your mind is used to that. So whenever you want to implement a new habit that will enable you to achieve the result that you are looking for, what you need to trace first of all is that look for habits that are already established. And I hope these are empowering habits. Remember, we have bad habits and we have good habits. But today I'm leaning more on the good habits, the things that you routinely do on a daily basis, that you know that you don't even think about it, but you do them daily. So if you want to start a new habit, then you align that new habit with what you usually do on a daily basis, so that there is already time available, because there's a habit that you normally do. There is also space available to install that new habit, because there is this habit that already exists. What do I mean? For instance, if your goal is to be more productive this year, and you want to achieve more in your personal life or at work, you want to be more productive. And if you understand, if you study productivity, one of the things that are taught in maximizing and in being productive is that you have to write a to-do list and rank those things that you have written on the to-do list in the order of importance, right? So if that's what you want to do, your goal or your resolution is to be more productive, look for the habit in the morning that you normally do that can allow you, that while you are doing that particular habit that is already established, you can actually sit down and begin to write a to-do list and rank the to-do list while you are actually doing a particular habit that is already established. For instance, if you're a person that wakes up in the morning and for the first thing that you do is to make a cup of coffee, what you can do is that when you wake up to go and make a cup of coffee, bring your new habit that you want to introduce, which is to make a to-do list so that you are more productive. So while you're waiting for some water to warm up, what you can do is take a piece of paper and begin to write the things that you want to do on that particular day. And when you sit down to drink a cup of coffee, you can continue to rank those activities in the order of importance, things that you want to focus on that are important that will actually point to the idea that you want to be productive. So what you have done while you are drinking coffee, you are actually doing something that is important, that is going to enable you to be more productive. Some other idea around habit stacking. Let's say this year, your goal is to read more books. You want to read some more, and you're trying to figure out the best time to remind yourself, or to the best time and place for you to actually take some few minutes or some time for you to read. What you can also do if find something that you do in the morning or in the evening, that when you stack the reading habit to that habit that already exists, you are easily going to implement reading something either in the evening or in the morning. For instance, if you are the one who makes the bed in the morning when you wake up, what you can do is that after you've made the bed, you can actually put your book under the pillow. When it's time to sleep, there will be a book waiting for you. Whether you are going to decide to read or not decide to read at that particular moment, but your brain will start registering your intention, what you want to do. And in the process, what is going to happen is that you will end up actually picking up the book, read one page or two or so. But what you have done is that you have aligned a particular habit that already exists, and you have brought in the goal that you have set, which is actually to read more this year. So in the process, what is happening is that there is time already available because there's already a habit that exists. There is also place that is already available because the habit of making the bed of making the bed or of going to sleep already exists. So what you have done is that you have placed a new habit to a routine that your brain is used to, and in the process you are actually going to install a new habit. And as time progresses, reading for you is going to become natural, and at the end of the day you are going to end up achieving your resolution or your goal of reading more this year. So what I'm trying to draw your attention to, perhaps you've set certain goals, things that you want to do this year. What you need to do is that if you are struggling to find the right time to do those things and the right place to do those things, don't look far away from already existing habit. What I've done, I started actually doing it last year. I went to memorize more scriptures this year. What I've done is that next to my bed, there's a place where I stick scriptures that I'm memorizing on a particular week. What happens is that when I go to bed, there is a scripture next to me, whether I look at it or not, but the idea that it's there. Chances are when I turn, it's going to be there. When I'm waiting to fall asleep, I will look at the scripture. You can also do that. If there are things that you want to remember and memorize, stick them on the fridge. There is a habit that is already in existence. When you are in the house, chances are you do go to the fridge. And when you go to the fridge, before you go to the fridge, you look at the fridge outside. So you can stick something that you want to make sure that you are either memorizing or you want to remember. In the process of stacking your habit to already existing habit, you are going to end up more. So my encouragement this year and my prayer and desire for you is that I truly wish that the goals and the resolution that you have set for yourself are not going to be in vain, that you are going to establish routines and action that are supportive enough to achieve the goals that you have set for yourself this year. I'm going to leave just with a thought this afternoon. I don't want to take much of your time. Is that life is what you make it. Life is about what you make it. So my encouragement today then, make the kind of a life that you want to have by you installing ideas or habits or actions that are supportive enough that will produce the kind of results that we are looking for, or the results that you are looking for. Remember what I said from the beginning. We are a byproduct of the thoughts that we have acted on repeatedly. So in the process of having becoming a better version of yourself, you could potentially change your thought pattern, the things that you act on, or you can as you've come to this stream or you've come to watch this video, you can decide that you're going to install new action that you're going to be repeatedly do to already existing action, so that you can produce the kind of results that you're looking for this particular year. Enjoy the rest of the day. This is it for today. I hope I will see you again tomorrow. Keep on coming to my platforms. I intend to share a lot of important information that is aimed at empowering you, strengthening you, and encouraging you. And my hope is that you're going to become a better version of yourself. Stay blessed and enjoy the rest of the day. Bye bye.